Good night, good night, good night, good night. So, apologies if anybody who was trying to come on before. Just had a slight glitch in the camera and the audio connection. So, tonight I just wanted to talk a little bit about rest. We have an unfortunate problem where chronically, especially for persons who are entrepreneurs or for persons who are looking to build themselves in their careers. They have skills, they have talents, but in our minds, we sometimes think we have to prove ourselves or we have to, put out maximum effort to get maximum results, which you sometimes do in the sense of ensuring that you're excellent. But please do not do it in in a way that will degrade your health and will impact negatively your mental and emotional state. Now, work is necessary, yes. It is what allows us to be able to come together in different formats, build different organizations, allow us to build churches. I am a member of a church, as are many persons on this page. That will allow us to also come together and build different structures. We have manufacturing industries, we have financial industries, all sorts of different things that allow the world to run, the economy to run, for us to be able to earn money, to then pay our bills and do the various things that are part of life. And when things come upon us, such as we generally have to visit the doctor, or maybe an illness comes, or we have to take care of our family, or we have to do something that we need the resources and the money for, then it is there. But what is also important is the rest part of the equation. And Jesus did speak from the Old Testament to the New on the importance of rest. We have a weekend now where the COVID-19 protocols are here. And I really am hoping that we in Jamaica, not sure where you may be streaming in from, in whatever part of the world, but I'm pretty sure that some persons have not been taking the time to allow themselves to calm down for the day, for the afternoon, and rest enough to regain and refresh themselves. So there are many different reasons why people have issues with resting, with allowing themselves to be able to come to a steady state, so to speak. And let's look at some, no? Very quickly. One, well, I mentioned one before. You have this issue with resting because you feel life has its things that need to be happening. So you have to be working constantly enough in order to earn or make your way with an income. Two, you have issues in terms of your emotional state, which many persons do. They may have problems with sleeping, or they may have problems in ensuring that their anxieties are under control, or they may have mood issues. They may have problems where they're in an environment which is not suitable sometimes for them to be resting. My heart goes out to many persons who are in war torn areas of the world, areas where there's bombardment of bombs, and you know you have to be sleeping, not sleeping but up in the night, and probably wondering what sort of war effect will influence you, or it is that you are in an area that is plagued by violence. So that alone gives you enough anxiety, or gang warfare, that you have to be up sometimes and you get a little bit of rest and a little bit of sleep. Those last few are very extreme, yes. But most of the ones that are in relation to not getting rest, it's because we're not allowing ourselves to remember this very simple fact that we have the 7 days of the week, and we should be allowing ourselves to come to a state where we do rest parts of the day one as well as a part of the week. If you go too long without resting, your mental and emotional state will be affected. Barring no man, you can go probably 7 or 8 or 10 days without drinking any water. You can fast and so forth. But if you don't go a few days without resting, sleeping, it will affect you mental and emotional. It will change your brain chemistry. It will cause you to have issues now with mood, and it will affect your behavior. It will cause you not to be able to think as sharply and clearly as you can, and it will not make you as productive as you can be when you have to go now to your actual season or time of work. And resting is so important that there have been persons who have been known to work long periods of hours over a long, sustained period of time, and it affects their cardiovascular health. It causes them to have heart attacks and strokes, and unfortunately also die. It also may cause persons to have these anxious issues enough that they have to put things in their body now to satiate the hyperactivity of their brains, which may cause addictive problems, which may cause people needing painkillers, which may cause people needing now drugs to have them to get to sleep or to reduce the pain of feeling anxious. And those are just some of the issues and also some of the reasons why we need to be resting as well as we can. That is the reason I posted something once on my Instagram about, let's normalize rest, because there's a reason why each day you have your lunch hour, you have a time when you should be sleeping. The recommended amount of time is about 7 to 8 hours for adults. For young people, it's a lot more, probably about 10 hours, right? When you grow older, of course, the amount of hours that you need to rest reduces to about 6 hours to 7 hours or so. It's still there. And apart from that, you need to ensure that on the weekends you take some time for yourself. One, two, and then three, during the course of the day when you are working, take a break between, you have 8 to 9 hours. Sometimes I go for very long hours, long hours, and then I go to bed. But I ensure that in between those hours, probably every hour, hour and a half, probably even less, I jump up from the desk, read something, um, breathe out my eyes, walk up and down, eat something, ensure I get some nutrients into my body so that I can, get going and be productive and alert for the tasks that I have at hand. It's not an easy task most times, yes, when we have some things that we need to do and it needs to be done in a diligent manner and a very quick manner. But I will say that the the things in relation to rest are very important because, as I've said, just like the work that you do, if you don't rest, you won't get to be as sharp and as productive for the times when you do have to now get some work done. So let's look at a few ways that you can get some rest in. Yeah. I mentioned one already, which is simply taking a break during the various times that we normally would be taking the break and the rests. But what should we be doing during those times? Most persons probably would just use it for sleep. Yeah? I was very surprised when a very good female friend of mine asked her, what do you do when you rest, or how do you rest? And all she said was sleep. But there's more to rest than sleeping. Yeah. Most people, of course, have another bad tendency to unfortunately binge watch movies or things online, which is not bad. You can rest that way, but don't do it for long, protracted periods of time. Try to break up your days and your week with enough different activities, which are inclusive in rest, to allow your brain and your body to be able to say no when you're about to do your actual physical work. You're able to do what is good. So this is what I will say to you. One, try to journal sometimes. This is another way to rest. Journal in the morning. Journal before you go to your bed. Two, ensure that you are getting inside your bodies the proper quantity and types of nutrients. Ensure you're eating properly each point of time in the day, 3 to 5 times per day. Space out your meals to good portion sizes. You may think that's not rest, but if you don't get proper food in your body, when you're ready to do your work, problems. And if you're not putting proper healthy things inside of you, then obviously you will fall and have health issues later on. And I mentioned some of the mental and emotional problems, but you have other issues like hypertension, diabetes, um, cancer, unfortunately, can build as well. All sorts of different issues. Yes? Next, ensure that you get some exercise. I'm not as good at it as I'm now trying to tell everybody here. But I realized at the points when I was really actively exercising day by day by day by day, my sharpness was top a notch, my breathing, and even I have sinusitis on my nostrils and how I normally get up, and the breathing mechanism and everything was improved like tenfold, simply because I took the time each day, or at least 3 to 4 times for the week, to get something in. And it don't have to be anything big and strenuous, like going to the gym and killing yourself with 1 and 2 and 3 hours of exercise. The recommended time period is about 30 minutes, about 4 to 5 times for the week. Yeah. So try to get those things in. Do something to meditate. We spoke about watching television and relaxing a little bit, but how about reading inspirational things or watching inspirational things? How about reading books, which can inspire you and motivate you and build up the things that are inside you and improve your cognitive, you know, skills, and improve the knowledge that you possess and that you have, so that when you do get back to work, you have more knowledge to apply for the things that you do. And it may not seem like rest, but when your mind is unengaged, not even sure if that's a term, not engaged with the things that you would normally do, when you are unattached from the normal volume of things that you're doing, then you're starting to rest and put your mind at ease so that you can get to a steady state. So try to get some rest in, everybody. You know, the protocols are about to end, and we're gonna get back to a little bit of more activity each week, dependent on what may happen. And wherever you are in the world, I'm sure they have the ups and downs of the restrictions and the protocols because of the problem that we're having with this pandemic. But do realize the importance of rest. Realize why it is you may not also be resting, so you can try to go back and remedy that. And then look at different ways that you can ensure you get your resting. God wants you to rest. Yes, Him say you must work too, but He also wants you to rest. Whatever time period that it is that you are, not actively working, find different ways to engage your mind. And I listed one bag of them, from exercising to eating well, journaling, reading a book, watching motivational content, But I also didn't mention also creating a hobby for yourself. Maybe it is that you like gardening. Maybe it is that you like going out and in nature. And that's another important thing. It is said that once you get enough sunlight, the vitamin D coming in and affecting your skin and your eyes and all of that allows your body to do the normal thing that it should be doing, as well as out in nature, as well as socializing. Persons who are known to be in relationship with different persons in whatever way, friends or significant others, are known to always usually have better mental and emotional health over time, and they also live long. It's also said that those who stay out in nature for longer periods of time also improve their physical, mental, emotional health. So get this in, guys. Realize the importance of rest. Realize why it is you may not be resting. Look at different ways that I spoke of that you should be resting. Share this video with somebody if you can, please. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments. I'll try to comment later. And wherever it is streamed and restreamed over, then I will try to respond. But make sure we get this in. Rest is important. Work is necessary, but rest, it is also important. Blessings. Have a great rest of the Sunday and all the best for the rest of the work week and wherever else you may be streaming and coming in. All right. So blessings, everybody. Good afternoon.